fixing to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the woods.
Hot damn!
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
Pat Riley. This is a good night. Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
And today we are joined by legitimately two of my favorite people in the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for...
Lauren Thomas Martin.
Jeremy Martin.
The Martin Duprass.
Yeah!
That's us, you guys. Thank you for having us.
So, Duprass is it Kurt Vonnegut?
It
Yeah,
sure is.
that's
It
right.
sure is.
I had to look that one up because very early on when I moved to LA, one of the ways I kind of weasel my way onto shows was like, hey, I'll make a poster if you give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And somebody gave me the name, and I just thought there was a person named Martin
The-
Duprass.
Going way.
And
That calls themselves
I'm
the,
the.
like
well,
they're
the person
better
who
than
sent me the
everyone
lineup
else.
information just assumed I knew you guys, so it
Yeah.
just said Martin Duprass, and I was just like, wow, somebody has a last name that's also an oblique Kurt Vonnegut reference. That's really sweet. And then I went to the show, I was like, oh, they're married, I get it.
One of the things I like is how many times the Duprass thing gets butchered
Oh, yeah.
Right.
at open mics and things like that,
Yeah.
where it's like, next up, the Martin Duplass. You know?
Yeah.
My favorite is the Martin Dupree.
Yeah.
Like, where does that
Ooh.
even come from?
Sounds like a race or
Yeah.
something. Can you all define the concept, though, specifically for
Oh,
us?
yeah.
Just in case
Sure.
anyone there
For
doesn't
sure.
know what
Yeah.
Duprass is.
A Duprass is a word from the Kurt Vonnegut novel Cat's Cradle. It's a term for a pair of soulmates, basically. An unbreakable bond of two people that can't be penetrated by any outside forces, including children. So
We don't like being penetrated by
we don't like being
children.
penetrated by children.
That's one of our main beliefs in life is that's
So-
not cool.
Yeah.
So, when we decided to start doing stand-up together,
Yeah.
it's either going to be Thomas Martin and Martin, which is like way too many names.
We thought it sounded like a law firm.
Yeah.
Martin and Martin.
Thomas
Or
Martin.
Thomas Martin
Thomas
and
Martin
Martin.
Martin.
Thomas
Yeah.
Martin and Martin.
And
Yeah.
there's already that guy Martin who had the TV show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Although that's your podcast. Thomas Martin and Martin on Martin.
oh.
Where you go through and review the series.
The show Martin.
Series
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I've never seen it, so
Yeah.
Hey,
should.
man, I never cared for it.
You never seen Martin?
I've seen it. I didn't think it was good.
Oh,
If
man.
you do start watching the show, you'll magically figure out 15% of Jamar Neighbors' references to anything. Because one of the things that's interesting about the Martins is that you guys started out doing stand up separately.
Yeah.
So I remember when you guys started out, it was like a separate sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like. Jeremy would be really stoned
and
just,
drunk
And real
and drunk as
Real
hell.
and very formless,
Yeah.
and very just kind of stream of consciousness, and Lauren would be the lot more
Formless. Like he's a vapor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
he was
his comedy
very-
was very viscous.
Very.
He was a Newtonian solid.
I know,
True.
and Lauren was like very like more like stand up, like more straightforward, like
That is
you know,
so funny that you say that because he wrote bits and I would just fucking talk.
really,
Yeah.
I have to say, I remember when it was just Jimmy, but I actually never saw you, Lauren, on your own
Oh,
until I saw
really?
y'all guys do it together.
Oh, wow.
I knew you because y'all guys were always together, but I'd only seen Jimmy do it.
Oh.
Man, we used to go to the brew co and things like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Well, I got booked more when we started out, probably
yeah.
because of sexism or whatever.
Probably.
If that's a real thing.
If that's a real thing.
If the popular media is to
Yeah.
be believed.
It's something they made up, so we let them vote and things like that.
Yeah, I would write all that shit. It just sounds
Really?
formless
It just sounds-
because I
yeah.
don't have any.
The dick hole theory of space time, you think he just rattled that off? He sat down with that, with a pen and paper.
Actually,
It would have been better if it was a quill or a typewriter.
Yeah.
And,
It probably
Well,
was a
actually,
typewriter at one point.
Newtonian that way.
It wasn't a typewriter. It was a hotel pad because
yeah,
I
you were
was
working
working
at
as
the
a
Hyatt.
minibar attendant at a Hyatt.
Wait, a minibar? Like you restocked the little fridges?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did that
yeah,
for
he
like
did.
a year here.
Like with the $7 Twixes and stuff?
yeah, that
the
is
maid doesn't just do that.
Nope, that's a
they-
whole nother
yeah,
position
it's
that
another
gets
job
paid.
here because they have unions and
Oh, that's fantastic.
like
Yeah.
the maids. A hotel maid has got to be one of the hardest jobs in the entire world. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, think
you have
about
to clean a lot.
Think about cleaning up what happens in a hotel room.
the amount of disgusting
yeah.
shit that goes on.
And if you haven't seen a hotel room after some fucking asshole
right, yeah.
has left it, it is unimaginably.
Well, people regress to their
horrific.
wild base states
Yeah.
whenever they're in a
Yeah,
hotel
they act
because
like
it's like
they act like it's going to be burnt down the next day.
Yeah.
because they're like they're like it's like they're wild men, like they're out in
Yeah.
the wilderness,
Yeah.
but they're within a confined
Yeah.
space that's actually like
Yeah.
an apartment.
Like
or a
most
house or-
people aren't disgusting, but when someone is, it's just like it's a
Yeah.
nightmare
Well,
for
and
everyone that
I
has to
don't
clean it
know-
up.
I don't know if it's different because we both worked at the Hyatt, and I don't know if it's a different experience at a Hyatt versus like a Motel 6.
Is
like
that a Hyatt like here in LA?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Century Plaza.
Yeah,
which
it's
is now
being
closed.
sold to the Chinese, so we
It
can.
is.
Or it already
Sold.
was sold to the
Oh,
Chinese.
that's right next to the Die Hard Tower.
It is right
Yeah.
next to Die Hard Tower.
Oh yeah, that ain't far from where I live.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Century City.
So, but I wonder, like, because they just rent the room and say, "Fuck it, this is my carte blanche for the night. I can do whatever I want to." Like, how, like, because of the level of money that they're spending on it, I feel like they can.
Yeah.
They think they can fuck it up even
Right.
more.
Well,
Yeah.
to call back to the episode from last week, I was in Roswell, New Mexico, at a
sweet.
Motel 6, and when you get the motel with the 2 beds, and I saw somebody write this on Twitter, and it was a brilliant. I can't remember who, but it was a fucking hilarious joke. But it's also like, oh, I do that, where you get the room with the 2 beds, and if you're by yourself, one bed is like the eaten bed, and the other one's the sleeping bed. So I sat on the eaten bed and ate Buffalo Wild Wings and watched Prince videos all night.
Well, the other bed, it just becomes an altar to filth. Where it's just like used towels and trash and
Everything.
just
Yeah.
fluids in it.
Whenever I'm in a hotel, I always ask myself which bed is closer to the air conditioner and has a better view of the TV.
I've literally never stayed in a hotel room by myself. I just realized.
What?
Would you?
Well, we got married when I was 23.
Okay.
So I basically moved out of my parents' house, and then we moved in
We
together.
moved out of his parents'
We
house.
moved out of my parents' house.
And then we moved in together.
Yeah, that's true. We did live together at my parents' house at one point.
Like I own the family.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. I don't think.
Except she was meathead.
I was. But Jeremy's dad was definitely Archie Bunker.
Y'all have been married for a long time now.
We have.
Yeah.
10
10
years.
years, yeah.
This past January.
Look at that.
I know, it's crazy. We were just babies.
Yeah, well, remember, I always say this, but Sarah Hagen, remember, she used to say, y'all can't see this on the radio, but if you've ever seen Love Is, it's this little comic strip with these naked kids. A boy and a girl, and he always said that she always said that you all guys remind her of the Love Is couple.
We
that's
should
cute.
illustrate for the people that can't see that we just walk around naked all the
All
time.
the time. All the time.
Just to clarify.
That's why I like to go to their house. That and they have a bong and they watch Smoking the Bandit.
We do. It's true.
So did you have to, in your job as the mini fridge, the major of mini fridges?
Yeah.
Did you have to
The
like?
major domo of men.
Did you?
That was the official title.
Are there scales in there to know
There's an
what they're-
electronic
There's a
sensor
sensor.
under every item.
Oh my god!
But-
Yeah, that was going to be
Is there a
my.
way to sneak it in?
There's
Like
kind
Indiana
of,
Jones in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you do it like the switch off at the same time.
Yeah, you can do that.
But
or
you can just tell the front desk that I didn't have that. It
Yeah.
must have been an accident. And
or
they'll
you
just take it off of
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
They don't
definitely
care.
do that. Or you can hold down the liquor bottle like there's like a flap under it,
Oh, yeah.
and if you hold it down and just chug the shot
and then stick it back
and then
on.
stick it back
Oh,
in,
that's great.
you can do that because we would find that all the time.
Somebody's cracked it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to find it more often
I was
now.
going to say, yeah.
Because this was like the anarchist cookbook of
Yeah.
mini bars. This episode.
I guess so.
I can't wait till my next hotel visit. I might stay in Roswell, like you were saying, for $30 just to get the free booze.
Yeah, that's, I don't think this one had any sort of mini
bar.
bar
Yeah.
situation. Not for $35.98 a night.
No, probably not.
Mini bar at the Roswell Motel 6 is just a bottle of Kentucky Gentleman that's in one of the
Shit,
in
Kentucky
the-
Gentleman would be high end. This would be Heaven Hill.
Oh yeah, in the closet underneath some blankets.
Be in the space between the box spring and the floor.
Lauren, what did you do? Were you?
I worked in the event department. So I helped plan parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs,
Oh, okay.
business shit, like meetings and stuff like that. So I helped the managers do their job.
What was like the best convention or like the weirdest?
Oh, we would host the XBiz Awards, which is the
porn
awards. Yes.
Oh, okay,
So
nice.
it's like the knockoff AVNs.
Exactly,
right?
the knockoff AVN.
But I didn't realize they were called the XBs.
XBiz.
XBiz. Oh, I thought it was like the SBs.
Yeah, the
like
SBs, but the XBs.
Yeah.
No.
Naked sports.
XBiz.
Yeah,
Very
XBiz.
specific porns about sports.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
like the Greek Olympics or something.
So you were hosting that. What was it called? The
XBiz Awards. XBiz. BIZ, like the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hosted by Biz Marquee.
I don't
Was
know.
it?
I was never allowed to go to the events.
Oh,
I
you just.
I just did all the paperwork.
Oh, okay.
But they
You get all the paperwork and none of the porn.
yeah, exactly. But they
I boycott them anyway because they've yet to give me an award for buying them.
I was gonna say, I don't think they recognize the most avid customers in these awards typically.
they decorated the hotel with various posters and things, and they
Fleshlight stuff everywhere.
they wrapped
Sorry.
two big ass pillars
Yeah.
in the fleshlight like label thing.
Oh, okay.
So it looked
yeah.
to me like a giant ass fleshlight, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But in the corporate Hyatt world, you're not allowed to laugh at dicks and shit.
Hyatt frowns on that.
I've been waiting
Yeah.
for them to make one my size like that.
So, yeah.
Because I've been using a chapstick bottle, so and it just don't work.
Any other interesting people coming through there?
I mean, mostly it was just a lot of rich people putting on
okay.
ridiculously big parties for 13-year-olds and
Rich people are super uninteresting mostly, right?
Wait, there
mean,
wasn't any like bar mitzvahs or quinceañeras that went completely out of control where they.
Was there ever a quinceañera at the
no,
Hyatt?
not once.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Racist.
Well, y'all work near like what, Century City?
Yeah.
Right there in
So
Century
it's
City.
probably all like businessy type shit.
Well, part of it, yeah. But then we would also have like big ass Persian weddings and
Oh, okay, yeah.
Beverly Hills stuff.
Beverly
too.
Hills stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really annoying, and for people with a lot of money, they were sure fucking really cheap. They would argue with you about everything.
I've heard that the
Everything.
rich people are the worst tippers.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes they would just throw out $100
Yeah,
bills like it was
rich
nothing.
people I think are either super duper awesome or they're like horrible.
Yeah.
They're just monsters.
I mean,
They don't give a damn for none of the in-betweens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like a lot of the people that made money, well, it actually goes both ways. The people that made money will be cool, and then the people that their kids will suck. But sometimes it's the other way around because the people that worked so hard to make money are like, oh, everyone should just do that.
yeah.
And I
That
had
nouveau
nothing.
riche syndrome.
Yeah. The empathy.
The only real made to make money is inherited. I'm a firm believer in that. So if anybody has some wealth they want to give me, I'm happy to inherit it, and it will not ruin me.
Yeah, you, if you guys are listening, take on Mr. Goodnight in some sort of Roman adoption
That's
process.
a good idea, actually. But I'm keeping the Goodnight name, but I can add it into my names.
Yeah.
Flavius Josephus Goodnight, and you can get whatever's after Goodnight. So
Yeah. You wouldn't have to change the case of Goodnight or something, because isn't
No,
that
it's-
part of the name?
No, because it's your proper name, so it's not.
But I mean, I think in the Roman nomenclature system, I think you had to change your
Oh.
traditional name.
Yeah.
But I'm looking into it. So if there's anybody out there from any families related to the Caesars or anything that, or that has some money nowadays, you understand, look me up. Or any rich women out there.
We'll make
Looking
this.
for gigolo or something like this. Right here.
We'll make this into a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody fend me. I'm trying to raise at least $25.
What for?
Well, those converter boxes that you can get Kojak and all that stuff on the TV. I'm trying to get one for the big TV in the other room.
Let's see. Yeah. So if you're listening, somebody start this. Let's see if we can.
Those are like $20.
That's why he needs $25.
If we can get $20
Yeah.
at a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for it. I think this is why they didn't give me the adult awards. I was
No,
buying those.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a loophole for a while where EBT covered certain purchases. I'm not saying I'm the reason they changed the laws, but I'm just saying. I see. My excuse is I ate a lot of edible underwear just so I could use my EBT at the adult bookstore. But not used ones, because that would be disgusting.
This is just the anarchist cookbook for people who are creeps. I think you can do a bunch of free shots, and you can buy.
Well, some people call it creepy. I just call it the American tradition of frugality. But it was kind of awkward when I have guests over the house and say, "You have anything to eat?" And I'm like, "Well, I got a canvas string bikini here."
Well, I've mentioned this before, but in my hometown, we had a bookstore called Hastings. And
we had a Hastings.
Yeah, and Hastings was badass because it was like a bookstore, and there were CDs, and then a video store. Yeah, so like,
and they sold used stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Ours, yeah.
And there was a battle there, wasn't there?
Well, there was in the dumpster out back. The Battle of Hastings in my hometown was on Thursdays when they would dump out all the old porns in the dumpster out back. So the way it works
Give me a
is,
piece of that doomsday book.
I was going to say, I can't wait to see the tapestry they make
I
about
was gonna
this
say,
one.
call me Rivers the Conqueror. I was the fucking man. But no, they.
We shouldn't be talking about this in front of the ladies.
Well, no. They what they would do is they rip the covers off which has the barcode, and they'd shred that because they don't want you to be able to sell it back.
Oh yeah, books for resale.
Right, and then they would just toss the rest. So there would be these coverless porns, and there would be thousands of them in the back, just the ones they didn't sell throughout the month or whatever. This was the late 90s, the early 2000s, before everybody had a fucking phone. So
And you know it's the Battle of Hastings when somebody gets something in the eye.
yeah, but no, they would throw out old copies of Cherry and all
No, when
the
I was
real
a kid,
shitty ones.
I used to
This
have
is
Mad
the anarchist
magazines with the
book for
covers ripped
creeps.
off. Yeah, this is the creep anarchist book.
One of my crowning achievements though was getting a bunch of those during the 2004 election and driving around town and taping centerfolds to George W. Bush re-election campaign signs. That was my favorite.
If somebody taped that in my candidate sign, I'd be like, that was a gift from me personally.
Well, that's why we're liberals. Good night.
But like the porn fairy has come. But what do you put under your pillow? That's the question.
Right.
Porn
Yeah,
fairy.
but this is Alabama, so people are like, what? Hey, someone put a damn cooter on my George W. Bush sign.
So
That's not George Bush. That's a butthole.
But it's still a damn cooter, and that's the point.
well, not to go off topic, but one of the things
please.
the things that I like about the Martin Duprass so much.
Pat, the subject was cooters. Cooters is what we were looking for.
You guys have so many interesting sketches and characters and things that you do on stage that I really, really enjoy. And
Thank you.
one of them is Prairie Dog Pete.
Oh, Prairie Dog Pete.
And where did that come? Okay, describe to the listening public what Prairie Dog Pete is.
Well, Prairie Dog Pete was a beloved children's television host from Lubbock, Texas. He's a prairie dog, but when you see him, you realize he's a paper bag that has a prairie dog pasted on it that I do the voice for.
He's a paper bag puppet.
You're letting people behind the curtain
I'm
too
sorry.
much here.
I'm sorry.
They want to believe
Fuck.
Prairie Dog Pete is a real.
I mean,
guy.
he and I are just super close. I carry him around.
Where is he really from? Because that accent doesn't sound Lubbock.
I don't know. I mean, he's from the Northeast, or what someone who has never really been there might think he would sound like. His voice started first. He started in a meditation podcast that we did as Ralph, a bus driver, and then he evolved into Prairie Dog Pete when I wanted to
Wait,
take
he
the
was-
voice to the stage.
He
Oh,
was
yeah,
Judge Jism at
Oh, he
one
was
point.
Judge
too,
Jism.
Can I say this? The Martins have done all kinds of bizarre remember we were talking about Prince? The Martins have a Prince-like vault of just bizarre
We have some weird
things
shit.
that they've recorded. The alternate soundtrack to the Puff the Magic Dragon special.
Yeah.
And
The alternate Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
done that too. But Pete started as a character there, and now we take him on stage, and he does some pretty hacky animal comedy. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty
He does
hacky.
animal insult
He
comedy.
does animal insult
basically.
comedy, and
But we figured out like he does that voice. Like we watched a bunch of Don Rickles and stuff and tried to write like what Don Rickles would say if he was a prairie dog. So it's just like insulting to other animals, but he's just like saying animal facts.
What animals does Prairie Dog Pete hate the most? I'd imagine birds of prey.
Well, really, it's badgers.
Badgers is
Fucking
pretty-
hates badgers.
Nobody likes them.
Yeah.
They're sort of have a bad reputation within the animal kingdom. Part of it's racial, but
Yeah, that's.
who likes them? Though, let's be honest.
I mean,
I
probably
think it's more phylum specific,
Yeah.
but
They have a bad attitude, you know.
they do, and
They're predatory.
they're predatory, and
They're super predators.
They're elusive
I mean,
too. They're very elusive.
And they're always showing up in things like, well, what is that English thing with the bear? Rupert the bear, and all kinds of old timey stuff like that, and that makes them kind of dorky animals.
they are.
They are.
True.
Yeah, Wind in the Willows.
Wind in the willows.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's like get that old timey
Yeah.
animal stuff out of
Yeah.
here, man. You're on the prairie now.
It's like, what is that, a monocle? Get out of here. Yeah.
the Martins gave my wife and I this DVD of all these like sketches and things that they did, and it's utterly fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
And one of the things that they've been working on that Goodnight's a part of, I don't want to blow the
No,
surprise.
it's
I saw them just yesterday.
Yeah.
And this wasn't scheduled yet, so we didn't even know we'd see each other again the next
I don't want to blow the surprise, but you guys are doing a version of Smokey and the Bandit,
Part two.
Part 2.
We're
Part
remaking.
two?
Yes,
we're
we're
remaking
making part two.
Part
I've never
two.
even seen part 2.
Oh.
exactly.
Well, you probably didn't miss that much.
Yeah, there's a
really
reason.
Except, some hilarity from Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise
Well,
is pretty
yeah.
great in
Well,
it.
of course.
And, anytime you get to see Jackie Gleason, he's always the great one.
Oh, he's
Yes.
actually in that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
good.
He plays 3 characters at one point.
He does.
Oh, wow, okay.
I've never seen Smokey and the Bandit 2. I've only seen Smokey and the Bandit 1, where,
It's the Coors beer.
It's
Yeah.
and it's interesting that like people that watch it nowadays don't understand like, well, you can't get Coors over at the grocery store. Or, like,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like
It's
this
just
was-
the most ridiculous, unrelatable plot ever.
yeah, it doesn't
anymore.
stand the test of time at
no,
all.
Yeah.
no.
I mean, like if you were to do an equal sort of thing, it's like smuggling Yingling over to like California or
Oh,
something.
that would be nice, though. I
It
do
would
love
be
a
nice.
Yingling.
But what's the kind of like overall arc of Smokey and the Bandit 2?
Well, they have to get an elephant from
A pregnant elephant.
a pregnant elephant from Miami to Texas.
Yeah.
It's Dom DeLuise as the elephant's veterinarian.
Yes.
So with the Coors, obviously it's crossing state lines with alcohol. Who's opposing them in their effort?
Is that like a thing under the Mann Act that you can't bring a elephant under
A pregnant
Well,
elephant.
Buford's back.
Yeah.
Buford's
it's
back,
just like
it's
a grudge
time constraint thing. They have to do it in 3 days, and then they find out she's pregnant. And
I feel like it has a feel like they made the movie up as they went along.
it really does.
I think the very core of it is just a rewrite of the first one
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's that Frog is back at the altar with Junior again
At the
for
very
no
beginning, for no
conceivable reason at
Yeah.
the beginning. And then she runs off again, and the whole thing with Buford and everything starts again, and then all this other stuff
Yeah.
gets added to it.
So they're on the run with the elephant to
Uh-huh.
Texas. What else is going on?
Well, I think what made us like obsessed with it, other than the idea of getting Mr. Goodnight to play Buford
Yeah.
in the thing,
And I'd do that for free.
well, you are. I don't know
Thank you.
I don't know if you knew this, but we're not actually licensed to make this movie, so they're probably.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to pay me. I would have paid. I would have started a Kickstarter for $25 so I could have played Buford each.
If only someone had given us $25.
Well, now there's the Kickstarter.
Yeah, somebody else.
No
start that.
Kickstarter.
Nah, it's fine. We'll
We
do it.
no one should help us pay to remake
this-
Smokey and the Bandit Part 2.
No, you can take advantage of the pity of others. That's the point of Kickstarter. I'm thinking about this kind of thinking I'm having a fatal disease. Get one of them sympathy sex Kickstarter.
I mean, it's like I mean, there's probably a big Smokey and the Bandit sort of cult following, and you can take advantage of it, like the Veronica Mars movie.
Well, Well, we'd rather them like just like it when it comes out,
Yeah.
and then
That's
want
all
to
we
like
wanna
work with
do.
us some
Yeah.
more. You know.
So what was
Veronica Mars is one of the best singers out there today. His stuff amazes me.
so what was the kind of inspiration for you guys to do Smokey and the Bandit 2?
Well, it talks about his alcoholism.
It does.
a lot.
Talks about his alcoholism,
But
and-
it makes some like really fucked up, like dark alcoholism jokes in the very beginning, basically, and then just washes over it completely for the rest of the movie.
And we first started thinking about doing this right when we stopped drinking.
Yeah.
We were watching a lot of just
Terrible
old movies
comedies
and
'cause
playing
that was
cards
all our
together
brains would
and
process.
like don't drink, just
Yeah, that's literally
stay
all we did.
focused.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and we also watched The Passion of Joan of Arc, and I was probably super high because even though we stopped drinking, we did not stop smoking weed. We're
I recommend that
California sober.
very strongly.
So we watched Smoking the Bandit, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny if Smoking the Bandit was like Joan of Arc? And it's all black and white and moody.
In French.
And in French, like the whole thing.
Make it into a Godard film.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly
We
what-
studied Breathless a bunch when we
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
So the first part's like that, and
It's broken up into 6 sections or 5
Yeah.
sections. The first section is going to be the French kind of new wave feel, and then the second section is a kung fu section, and the third section is a Western section, and the fourth section is going to be experimental with like a big dream sequence, and I'm going to be dressed as an elephant in a dress. And
spoiler alert.
sorry, it's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. I made this big elephant mask. It's going to be amazing. And then
Reminds me of the New Zoo Review when you think about it.
and then the fifth section is going to be sci-fi. So we're doing all these genres in one thing, and it's
This is like Tarantino does Smokey too.
yeah, pretty much.
We
just wanted to-
did rip off Tarantino some. Yeah.
I'm interested in this
Sure.
kung fu movie.
yes.
Smoking the Bandit 2. So not to spoil it too much,
Well,
but
No,
what's the
it's
kind
a-
of
it's a-
what's the steez behind that? What's the
Well, it's the training montage.
It's a training montage
for
'cause-
Frog's whipping Bandit's ass into shape.
Yeah.
So that he can get ready for this run.
which is
and-
supposed to be her role in the second movie, but she doesn't do anything.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything in the
And it's-
actual movie.
That's what's really frustrating. Is it's like she's like by far the best actor on screen at any given time in
And she
that
has to just
movie.
stand there.
Besides Jackie Gleason.
Of course.
I would definitely say Sally Field is a better actor.
But he's the great one.
Okay, but
Okay.
how many times in like Norma Ray is she just like, oh, I forgot my line, so I'm just gonna wing it. Look at me being crazy.
Norma Ray. Norma Ray, by the way, that motel that she's staying at is the Golden Cherry Motel in Opelika, Alabama. By the way, so that's
Nice.
right next to my hometown.
Wow.
Have you gone in there?
Yeah, they filled it. They filled in the pool because some kid died.
Okay. Was it Brian Jones?
No.
But yeah, so there's a training montage where I get to kick Jeremy's ass, and it's
Yeah.
is it like a 70s kung fu movie or is it
like a Shaw
90s?
Like a Shaw
Brothers.
Oh,
Brothers.
okay.
kind of.
Because you could either go to one of two ways. It could either be the Shaw Brothers training montage or like the 1980s Stan Bush soundtrack. Like
Fight to survive.
Yeah.
like
Kumite.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Didn't Stan Bush do the music for Transformers the movie?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
See, he's a great man.
Dude, yeah, he did.
I don't really consider that stuff like kung fu movie, I guess.
yeah.
Like,
I guess I
All
never.
karate movies.
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I just love the
karate
look of
movies,
the
for
kung
sure.
fu movies of the Shaw Brothers specifically.
Yeah,
I just
those
love
just
the
look
way
so
those
cool.
look.
Favorite ones.
My favorite Shaw Brothers.
Yeah.
36 Chambers of Shaolin
For
is what
sure.
we made the training montages. That's the best training montage in anything because it's like an hour and a half of him. It's like 3 years or something of his life and not like, oh, let's whip you into shape in 10 seconds.
minutes.
You got the touch.
Yeah.
You got the power.
Yeah,
Breaking loose and you're riding the eye of the storm.
Wait, is that Transformers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Okay.
was Optimus Prime's theme in the movie.
Yeah.
He transforms in a truck and he kicks every Decepticon's ass.
best Orson Welles movie of all time.
I agree.
That was his last one.
It was.
It's what he wanted everyone to remember him by. I think.
That and
the outtakes
no
from
wine
the Mrs.
before it's
Paul
time.
Fish.
Paul Masson. You know, Paul Masson said 100 years ago, we'll sell no wine before it's time. Those commercials were masterpieces. I think that was his best work.
102, take 3.
Action, please.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
My favorite Orson Welles work, especially in his later phase, was F for Fake.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about F for Fake, the movie's great. Don't get me wrong. The thing that I love is that when he's telling the story of it, he's at this fancy, I presume, Hollywood restaurant, and he's getting served just food, like plates of food after plates of food after plates, and it just gets to be so ridiculous. At one point, he has like an 8-pound lobster, and he's like starts the story with this 8-pound lobster. And then when he finishes the story, he's like, "You can take that." Like he just like eats it, like shell and all. You know, like
I'm
whole.
just picturing the
Just gluttony.
scene in
Monty
Monty Python's
Python.
Meaning of Life.
And then you just keep bringing
Basically,
food. That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too.
I have to say, though, Orson Welles' other best thing, the documentary he did on Nostradamus.
I haven't seen that.
You ever seen that where he predicts Ted Kennedy might be the president in 1984?
Has Nostradamus written about Senator Edward Kennedy? Some students of the quatrains believe that he has by a series of predictions about a family of distinguished brothers.
The youngest son shall be slandered by a detractor. Soon after, they shall be equal in government.
This last line of the quatrain could suggest that 1984 may be Ted Kennedy's year.
It is spot on.
Yeah. Well, he probably didn't see the whole like murder thing.
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Nostradamus couldn't predict Chappaquiddick.
Yeah, there you go.
You can predict how charismatic Gary Hart was, you know? Yeah, Nostradamus couldn't run 538.com.
I have to say, I like this, Gary Hart, and not just because he shared the name with the wrestling manager, but because anybody who's on the monkey business having a good time is my kind of candidate. You
Yeah.
understand?
You guys put a lot of production value into your with the
thanks.
masks and the drawings.
The voices and that thing. They had all this music and stuff for this one. They had the He's Bound Down in French at the beginning of it.
What?
We did. Well, I took French in high school. I was going to be a French teacher, so like I still have a lot of French
Yeah.
in my brain. So I was like, well, if we're going to do this French New Wave thing, we got to redo the theme song in
Yeah, of course.
French.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We just
Yeah, Nepal.
Yeah.
So we play music kind of.
Not really. I
Sort
mean,
of. We can make a song.
We can make a song on GarageBand.
In GarageBand with
by
a lot of help.
Playing a single chord and looping it and
It's
stuff
great.
like that.
It's great, but it sounds really good. You know,
It actually sounds like a
So,
song.
like,
That's the
I
thing.
learned, and I was in band, so I can I'll help him along with chord progressions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And so we work through just the chorus. So you just sing,
Yeah.
long way to go, short time to get there.
Yeah.
we
So you
made-
sing it like
Yes.
kind of like a Serge
a-
Gainsbourg,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, Jacques Brel.
Jacques
is
Brel
what
kinda
we and
very-
Edith Piaf. We listen to that a lot.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me? Can I
Yeah.
drop that into this episode? That
If you
sounds
would like.
amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll send it.
Quand de rire et rapide nous décharge, nous allons faire ce qu'il dit, ne pouvons pas. Nous devons voyager très loin un bout de temps. Quand le rire est rapide, nous regardons le vieux terme de bandit.
So we took the theme song for each the Eastbound and Down, and are trying to theme it to each section. So we have a sci-fi version, and
Oh my
there's
God.
there's one that says there's one,
have-
and that one has Hal voice.
We don't
going
have
singing the song.
anything else to do. Like
Like
we don't have to spend any
How
time
do you-
trying
Well,
to get
the,
laid.
well,
at
the
least,
Hyatt's
yeah.
closed.
it's close, but I am working again. So
Okay.
These
but-
guys make me jealous. I mean, Jeremy comes up and his eyes are as red as Skeletor.
But he's always looked like that, even before we started
Yeah,
smoking weed.
really. No
He
one's
just always has
ever.
looked like
Everyone's
that.
always thought
I saw,
I was. high all
I
the
saw a
time.
photograph of you guys when you guys first started dating, and Jeremy just had his eyes looked like Skeletor, and
Yeah.
I brought that. I was like, man, you look big, and you're like, I wasn't smoking in this.
No, we didn't start smoking until after we got married.
Yeah, but it's almost indiscernible.
Is that one of those things where it's just like you're married now? Now you can start smoking pot.
I guess.
I guess so. I don't know.
Filing your taxes together.
We just stopped giving a fuck when we got together. I
were
think.
like, okay,
we worried
we're
so
happy
much
with
what
each other.
everybody thought of us our whole lives.
I think the thing is, dude, Jeremy talks in kind of laid back Texas kind of way,
Yeah.
which makes him seem like he's really high.
Yeah.
Hey, good night. What's going on? And with the red eyes, you think, wow, these guys have started already.
Are you from Texas?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I got Mr. Goodnight a hat when I was in Austin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's true. I have a Rivers.
I was
Langley.
wondering about that. I didn't think you were a UT guy.
Well, I am now. Rivers Langley. You see, Longhorns, you understand, who we representing, have the greatest professional wrestling history of any team. So I am representing the Longhorns, and you wait for this season because they're going to kick everybody's ass.
They're going to win the NCAA.
They're going to win the NCAA. They're going to win the basketball. They're going to win every sport that they is. And I'm talking about the football team is going to be able to. It's going to be like
They're gonna
Bo
win
Jackson.
the Olympics.
They're going to win the World Series. You name it. They're going to kick ass. This year's going to be the year of the Longhorns, and Goodnight predicted it. When they win everything.
Where in Texas are you guys from?
Lubbock.
Oh,
So that's all right.
We went to Texas
We went to
Tech.
Tech.
I feel
shit.
almost compelled to talk shit, but I don't
Red
have the
Raiders.
We don't
energy.
care.
I
We don't
really
care. I do
Are
not
they
care.
even in the same conference?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
are bitter
They're still in the
rivals.
Big 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys have Tommy Tupperville for a minute? Yeah. You got our coach for a
So,
minute.
so since Red,
Oh.
that's Red
We
Rider.
weren't there after, like, we were there during
We were during the Leach era before he got
before he got in trouble for
So
Yeah, we
Whatever.
Auburn's old coach Tommy Tupperville went over there, and now I think he's at Cincinnati. But yeah, he was at Texas Tech
Yeah.
for a stop over
He
there.
should have went to the Longhorns. You know.
Yeah,
So,
somebody should have.
I don't know much about Lubbock outside of the giant Buddy Holly statue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What is Lubbock like?
Well, there's
It's
a
not
giant
much.
Buddy Holly statue.
down by where all the bars were
Yeah.
when we lived there. That's just where the bars were.
Here's what Lubbock's like. There's a giant statue of Buddy Holly that was built probably, I don't know how many years after he died.
Probably after the Buddy Holly story came
And
out.
while he was alive,
We
people
really
would-
love Gary Busey
Yeah.
here in Lubbock.
Yeah,
You know who doesn't?
Check
Yeah.
out my statue, butthorn.
yeah. But when he was alive,
You know what Lubbock stands for? It's called loving unconditionally by being over childish kinetics.
You got it.
all right,
Not bad.
nice.
Better not could have done under the circumstances.
Definitely. I definitely would have been like, fuck it, after I got to the B, probably.
I mean-
the first one.
Good job, butthorn.
Yeah,
Acrostics are always so much fun.
but like, supposedly when Buddy Holly was alive, people would cross the street to avoid him or they'd scream at him if they saw him.
Because he had glasses.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
the glasses.
The newfangled. Nah, he.
They
was-
don't like. Oh, you're
He's
talking
a
about
rock and roll
something else.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird to listen to him now and be like, oh, this was punk back then, but
Yeah.
people hated it.
Yeah.
It was
terrible.
noisy and they didn't understand what he was
His
doing.
live shows, I think, were more rocked up than his recorded.
I mean, if you
output.
listen to the
Yeah.
guitar parts on those songs, they're crazy.
Yeah, because he's
Well,
a
just the-
really good guitarist, and
Yeah.
I've heard that his live shows were much louder and more rocked
Yeah.
up.
That would make sense. I
Yeah.
mean,
When you got a young Waylon Jennings in the fold, you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he had too the guy from the Rolling Stones there, the saxophone player, Bobby Keys.
Bobby Keys.
He just died.
just passed away recently. Yeah.
Another great musician we lost.
I know, man.
Isn't there a Texas Rangers connection in Lubbock?
I don't know what it is, if there is one.
it's real flat. It smells like
It's re-
cows.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you saw There Will Be Blood, like, everywhere around there looks like the shots in that.
Oh, okay.
Or not there. Well, actually, not There Will Be Blood. No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah. 'cause
yeah,
I was
that
going to say, There Will
one's
Be Blood,
more.
I thought they filmed
No,
it, like, sort of near
no.
like,
There's
Austin-ish.
mountains and shit
Yeah.
there. I feel like,
No,
but
it's
yeah,
flat
It's
brown.
flat. It's just it looks like that
Dirt.
everywhere, and then Lubbock's in the middle of that, and it's like
In the middle
a
of
city
nowhere.
with a college and stuff, but it's
And there's nothing
isolated,
close to
and
it.
everyone's super conservative. That's not there from the college.
Did have a Hastings.
It did have multiple
good.
Hastings.
Good Hastings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We won a book at a Harry Potter party there.
At a Hastings,
At a
yeah.
Hastings.
I was dressed as a Sorting Hat. That was the first
That was like
prop costume we made,
You
I
were
guess.
dressed as a hat.
He was the Sorting Hat. We got a hula hoop and a bed sheet, and we tied it up, and I painted a face on it, and he was the Sorting Hat.
Were you always this crafty, Lauren?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why we went into prop
where
comedy.
did it start? Like, where did you?
I would just make shit when I was little. Like I always loved coloring and making little things, and I like crocheting. And then when we started doing stand up together, we just kind of incorporated that because I would still color and stuff. Even when we were writing together, even before we would, before we made anything together on stage, when we were writing scripts and stuff beforehand, I would just color and make little things. And then when we got together, we're like, well, what can we do? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't even know how it came about.
I don't know either, but yeah, she's just great at that.
You were probably a whiz at Halloween.
Not really.
Really?
No?
Yeah, not really.
Well, we
That's
always
the time where this is the.
We
Okay.
are together, but we come up with really like oh, that's a
Stuff
good one.
that
But
no
you
one
don't
gets,
know.
like-
the first year we did a couple's Halloween costume, we were
Doug Funny and Patty Mayonnaise.
were Quail Man.
Quail
and
Man
Patty
and
Mayonnaise.
Patty Mayonnaise, and no one knew
nobody
what
knew who
Doug
we
was
were.
because everyone at the party was 10 years older than us. Like, I think
that
this is
sucked.
something I'm supposed to know what it is.
I know how you feel because you remember when y'all said you went to that Harry Potter party?
Yeah.
I went to this Potter party thing and I came dressed as Sherman Potter, Colonel Potter from MASH, and it was
I can see
awkward.
how that
There
would
was
be.
one guy that was radar though, and that made it a little bit
That's
easier.
good.
Colonel Potter.
What other couple costumes have you guys?
We've done. Oh, we did Gilda Radner and John Belushi
as
one
the
year
samurai,
as the
and no one knew what that was.
And I was Gilda Radner as Roseanne
yeah,
Banna.
and that was a party where it was a bunch of comics.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Really?
Yeah, and nobody got
Yeah.
it. And last year we were both Ace Frehley, so we were a pair of aces.
yeah.
Like painted Ace Frehley?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
painted
Yeah, just
Or
painted
not
the
not
face.
completely
No, we
drugged out.
didn't.
No, just the painted
Withering.
faces.
Well, Ace was kind of, as I say, he was sort of like the George Harrison. He was sort of the cool member Kiss. So he was cool enough not to be in the no paint era.
yeah.
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 Yeah, you'd
sure.
already left the band.
He was the one that actually rock and rolled all night and partied
Partied
every
every
day,
He
and
was the
everyone
space
else
ace,
was.
man.
That's what I admire
Yeah.
about him.
Everyone else was an accountant.
Yeah.
Basically, I feel like. Well,
true.
and him and Peter Criss were both.
Although now he.
And he had great
partying.
songs like "She Wants a Rocket Ride" and "Shock Me" and stuff like that.
Oh, they're the
back in the New York groove, man.
My favorite Kiss album. Not that it's my favorite one to listen to, but my favorite one that exists is "Music from the Elder." That's their prog rock album.
Oh yeah. You know,
Is that the one in a world without heroes?
Yeah, yeah, it's a concept album.
on anyone without hero.
Yeah,
Didn't Lou Reed work on that too?
I didn't know that, but
Oh yeah, here's New York groove. Oh yeah, dude, such a good one.
That Bo Diddley rhythm.
Yep,
Again, that's Space Ace. You understand?
Space it. And then the best part of the whole song is, "Here I am, a man in the city,
With a fistful of dollars.
baby."
yeah, but he clearly got glam rock. Like
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah, this is
T-Rex.
New York Dolls.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just imagining Lou Reed working on like in a world without heroes, just like no, you have to just dick it up more, just make it more wanky.
Well, I feel like that would be the worst person to get to help you with a concept album if you're trying to do prog rock.
Yeah.
Well, Lou Reed has done a lot of shit. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, but remember the movie with Paul Simon?
And like the Raven that he recorded, his
Yeah.
version of the Raven.
But
I know.
Oh, wait, what?
yeah.
the Raven.
But Lou Reed said something like 3 chords is crazy in a song and 2's pushing it or something like that. And their stuff, that's how, and his stuff is always like that. Like it's very.
Hey, babe. Quote the Raven nevermore.
He's going to make you wait for it.
Yeah.
Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore.
Did he do a book
While I
on
nodded
tape or something?
That sounds like a goddamn book
Yeah,
on
I
tape.
Yeah.
As of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
He doesn't even do it cool.
No.
Oh no, he doesn't do it Lou Reed style.
I was gonna say. I was thinking at least to have like kind of
It's
a
like
nice
now
groove.
he chooses to emote. You jackass. Do you know what he did? You ever see the movie Rock and Rule?
Yeah.
For the Raven.
My name is Mark. Thanks a lot. That song was badass.
He's the only one that sang like a freaking soundtrack song to that. The rest of it's like music videos, and then he plays like the bad guy and sings a song that's like would be in a Disney movie, basically.
Yeah, but
it's the
a
weirdest
trip.
shit.
There's a lot of shit in that movie. Like, there's a lot of like Cheap Trick, I think, are in it.
Yeah.
It's called Rock and Rule. It was one of those like adult animation things from the 80s. It was
But
made in
it's-
Canada.
Well, it's like heavy metal, except for the soundtrack's way better.
Yeah, and it's only got one story, and it's like this future rock
Yeah,
band
the
thing.
the cartoon part sucks way worse than heavy metal.
Is
but
the
soundtrack's way
soundtrack
better.
as ridiculous as the Giorgio Moroder version of Metropolis? Because Giorgio Moroder bought the rights to Metropolis,
Yeah.
or like bought like an original source material thing, and then
and
he
then
just
put like an 80s new
put like
wave soundtrack on
Meatloaf
it. Yeah.
and Bonnie Tyler over it. It's so ridiculous.
My name is Mock is the best Lou Reed
okay.
song from it. My name is Mock. Thanks a lot. The only good thing in the movie was this bad guy who looks kind of like Mick Jagger.
This is kind of cool.
It is.
My name is Mark, thanks a lot.
Fuck yeah.
I know you love the thing of God.
It looks like a low rent Jafar.
Yeah. But he's before it.
But yeah, this
World
is,
War III. That's the best part. I'm the greatest thing since World War III.
I mean, that's pretty fucking
See,
cool.
it has its moments. It has its moments. I wouldn't call it a good movie, but it's good to get high and listen to a few of these songs.
yeah, it's definitely a good movie to get high and watch.
Yeah, and you know, like Mock says in it, when they ask him, "Are we evil?" He says, "Evil spelled backwards is live, and we all want to do that."
As Kevin Owens' shitty tattoo tells us.
I didn't know that. Maybe he saw the movie because it was Canadian, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's got a tattoo on his left forearm that says like "evil" and "live," depending on which way you look at it. I'm gonna.
That's
that.
a very common, like, because Miles Davis has an album called Live Evil, and so do the Misfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's
So
a
I guess
very
Mock
common-
wasn't as original an artist as I thought.
Mr. Goodnight brought up the alternate Star Trek.
Yeah.
What was tell the people about that, because
Oh,
it's super funny.
We took an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Season 4, episode
Something like that.
13.
Devil's
It's called
Due.
Devil's Due. And we took the sound off of it and wrote another story to go along with what's going on screen. So, like, Picard is a dad, and there's of the Antichrist baby. And,
Yeah. Well, it's like the Star Trek's this terrible episode where someone's pretending to be the devil as a con on this planet, and it has
try to
like
get all
a
their
fake
resources.
trial that Data's the judge of, and like
It's a dumb episode.
it's a very
real
dumb
dumb
episode.
And it doesn't even involve the holodeck, and it's really dumb.
It doesn't, no. But at one point, this woman turns into the devil, but she's like...
There's some ridiculous scientific jargon for why she's able to transform
Yeah,
shapes
she's
and
got-
shit to trick them into. Anyway, it's just a weird ass old episode.
It's like a riff tracks thing they did. You know, when y'all put the sound on and you watch something?
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
we tried to not make it like that.
We don't make jokes about what's going on screen. We just wrote a
Make, like,
completely
an
different.
Well, I was just
Yeah.
trying to explain
I
what
see,
it was.
yeah.
So-
But yeah, everybody says like
Without
Mystery
it's like Mystery
Science
Science
Theater,
Theater,
but
and
we like put a soundtrack on it, and we
Yeah, it's
like,
not commentary. It's
we
an alternate
rewrote-
audio
Yeah, we
track.
it's
just
a different
made it a different episode by taking all the audio
Gave it different
off
characters
and putting
and-
sound effects in and making all the different characters and.
And so we also did that with Puff the Magic
Yeah.
Dragon.
Oh, okay.
But
Nice.
yeah, Devil's Due is a story of a guy that tries to go on ends up having to go on a reality like
kind of like a
paternity testing show to prove that he's the dad of this kid instead of the devil.
Right. Because
he's the Antichrist.
He wants custody of this baby that his wife had, but she's like a drunk and like completely out of it, and like just wants to use her baby to get famous because the baby's the Antichrist. And now Stan, the dad, wants to take care of the baby and wants to raise him as a son.
And Stan is Picard, right?
Yeah.
Stan is Picard, exactly. And then there's Data is the judge.
Yeah, we basically made Kramer versus Kramer with the Antichrist.
Yeah.
It's like a Rosemary's Baby.
But with Maury Povich
With
as
Maury
the
Povich
judge,
as the judge.
basically.
So
Kramer versus Maury versus Rosemary.
But it's got a Star Trek The Next Generation going at the top of it.
So
see, that's an easy way to describe it.
yeah, it's much easier.
Okay, where does this come from? Where does this?
Well, we're obsessed with like the Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz.
yeah,
and
with
stuff.
the sinking of things. We think that's fascinating. And so we were like, okay, they didn't mean to do this. What do you do? What happens if you do mean to do it? What can you do? What can you really play with? How what can you take and make and put on top of something if you really try to?
Yeah.
Like, what can you do with it? And so we watched probably 70 different episodes of Star Trek.
We just have nothing to do. That's why I said we just don't have. We just hang out.
I mean,
so we just come up with reasons to occupy ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean, we could get out, but
I guess so.
But when you're married, it's like you're each other's best company.
Yeah,
it's like you construct a mini universe centered around like that. That's one of the things that I kind of joke about with my wife is that when you're married, especially if things are going good, you have like you construct this little world and universe of like inside jokes and like talking stuffed animals and it's just like
and that's what we're doing. I feel like
so being
except
married
for
is
trying to share those with people, which maybe is why people are like, no, thank you.
being married is like having a podcast.
Essentially, but it's like with somebody who's your best friend, and then you regret you're so kind
comfortable
of
and
simpatico with each other
Right.
that you basically regress, and it's okay to be like
Silly.
3 years
Silly.
old
Yeah.
every once in a
Yeah.
while, or it's okay to like.
But we want everyone to feel like it's okay to be 3 years old once in a while, which is why we do shit with props and colors and bright things and giant cootie catcher thing we have. And
What's the prop you're like proudest of, or like a few of them?
The cootie catchers.
The cootie catcher's really great.
Super impressive that she
It's really
pulled that
big.
off.
Tell them what it is.
Okay, well, if you don't know what a cootie catcher is, because I didn't, I thought it was a paper fortune teller. This guy has weird words. It's the thing.
Did he just make? I think he's just made up the term cootie catcher.
No, that's what people called
at his
them
school
in
called
Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah, so whatever.
You know, things like that had local name. Do y'all
Yeah.
remember the thing? Girls made them a lot, especially in middle school, where it was this weird folded, like almost origami
That's
paper.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And you'd ask the question.
that's
exactly what we're
that's
talking
what
about.
it is.
It's that's the fortune teller, the paper fortune teller.
Yeah, we always called it a
you
fortune
explain it.
teller.
Yeah,
but-
we did too.
And it had the colors on the
Yeah.
top, and then
Yeah.
the numbers, and then you picked a
But we made ours into like a dating app thing because we ask a question and we say, do you fuck on the first date?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what all.
That's the personality to question that
Our dating app.
boils down to. I feel
That
like.
is always, the big yes or no. Because if it's a no, really, what's the point? Just saying.
But so we have options for them to choose, and it ranges from yes to like medium, yes to no, and all, whatever. And so we do that, and we have to. It's the size of our forearm, so we both have to do one side of it. So we have to, get the motion down properly. So we always have to practice before we do it. But I really like that one. I really like. I really like our elephant paintings from like one of our very first bits.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So proud of those. They came out so great.
I've seen your elephant mask, and that's no slouch either.
Thank you.
Well, that was an
part
Etsy pattern.
Yeah,
that
I've
she
got a
colored
pattern
it.
off of that,
Yeah.
but I did color it. But that's for the movie thingy.
Yeah.
the short film. But what else do we like?
God, it's been a while since we've done stand up. So
Yeah,
Prairie Dog Pete.
Prairie
I
Dog
like
Pete
a lot.
is really fun, and he has friends
I always
now.
liked him. He had a lot of personality for a bag.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've made.
Usually the socks are the ones that have the most personality.
You would think, but
I do.
It's gross, Mr. Goodnight.
It's because I have such lively feet.
But we've made friends for Prairie Dog Pete now, so now there's a shopping bag-sized bison. If you haven't seen him yet, that's Benny. Benny the bison, and then he gets in a fight with a badger
Of course.
at the end.
Bartimus
Bartimus at the end of his set. Always there to foil him. Gosh, I don't know. Well, you guys will see it if you watch the Smoking the Bandit thing. I'm super proud of this miniature set that I made for stop motion that we're doing for the car chase.
Oh man!
So I made two miniatures. One of them's like a desert miniature, and the other one's like just highway, just like a stretch of highway.
Yeah,
all with 99 cents.
With 99 cent store stuff.
That's where we get all our material.
I'm super excited to put it all together, but it looked so good, and I was so sad when we threw them away because we live in a studio apartment, probably not much bigger than the size of your room. And so it took up so much space, but then when they were gone, I was so sad. But I'm so proud of them. They look so cool. So I'm really proud of that, and like just anything I get to make.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Do y'all knit things?
I crochet.
That's the same thing,
No,
right?
No, it's one needle instead of two.
Is that the thing where you put the things on the wall like needlepoint?
It's cross stitch that you're talking about.
Y'all know a lot more about sewing.
I actually just made a baby beard hat for Jeremy's sister.
Yeah.
She wanted a hat with a beard on it for her baby.
You know,
in the middle of July in Lubbock, Texas.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why? It's fine. Whatever.
When is the Smoking the Bandit thing coming out?
I don't know.
we still got the scheduling of a no
we have
budget
to finish
film
it
is-
first.
Yeah.
To finish filming it first.
And roping this guy right here into things.
Mr. Goodnight has been so great about our schedule. He's always been available. When
I've been very dependable.
Very dependable.
We actually had someone cancel, and we had to recast, and ended up him having to drive. He was driving
to our
house,
place when I had to say
and then,
stop.
Like just
Oh.
I was on the 10, about to get off at Crenshaw.
Well, see, it's an official movie when you start like fucking up everyone's schedule and
Yeah.
it gets rescheduled over and over again.
But so
and
it's
it
been
gets
it's been a
delayed.
long time thing, and we'd originally talked about doing it, I think, last year.
Yeah.
So when they said, "Can you do this dates?" I always make it a point to keep it reserved so I can do it because it's been a long time plan, and it's it's always a long way to go and a short time to get there.
But
Getting it done, but it's only about half done at this point.
Yeah, but we'll get there. And I feel like it's so important to finish this project because I started it originally because I was applying to be in the DGA or trying to get into the
Training
program. And I was like, oh, well, maybe if I have like a director's thing to give them, then that'll be good. But they, of course, don't want anything extra with the application. And I missed one check mark. That's why I'm not in there.
Yeah, they literally disqualified
disqualified
it
me.
because
I didn't say that I'm using my work experience as my like life experience instead of like college experience because I never finished.
It was literally came down
So,
to a box bid.
It literally
for
came
that.
down to a box meeting. Yeah, and I like called them. I was like, I can like come by and like fill it out, like put the check mark. I can come today. And she's like, no, just reapply next year. No, I'm probably not going to.
Well, it occurs to me now that the DGA probably would not be impressed with the unlicensed remake of a movie of any kind.
I think you're changing it enough, though. It's from what it
Yeah.
sounds like. This is so.
I've seen the
It's just
French
based
part, and you could say it's its own thing because it is very different.
So what was the kung fu version of Eastbound and Down?
There's no vocals.
Yeah.
It's just we got a wooden flute from Chinatown.
Just tried to
'cause I
replicate
played
the
flute
Shaw
in high school.
Brothers soundtrack.
So I figured out the notes sort of from playing flute.
That's the
and
thing
recorder.
Prairie Dog Pete does too. Is he has recorded an album of
Oh,
Amy Winehouse tribute
right.
covers. That's online. There's a
Pete
series
sings
of
Amy.
videos for his album that can't be released because the Winehouse estate blocked
Dog
it
Pete.
legally.
Prairie Dog Pete has also reshot The Bodyguard.
He reshot The Bodyguard.
He plays Whitney.
Yeah.
And Kevin Costner is there.
Yeah, he remade The Bodyguard, and there's a trailer for that online.
And he had the Christmas special.
He did.
I never realized he was so prolific.
Yeah, he was in.
He has a Facebook
He was
page.
in Emma Daughter's jug band Christmas. And some
Before they
deleted
edited it out.
scenes.
Was he in the River Bottom Nightmare Band?
No, he competed against
He did.
them.
He's in the talent show and stuff. That's
Well, they were
online.
badass.
That's also online.
Yeah.
All of Prairie Dog Pete's repertoire
Prairie Dog Pete and
is on Facebook.
And Emma Daughter, Prairie Dog Pete does The Bodyguard.
Y'all remember the River Bottom Nightmare
Yeah.
Band?
Oh, yeah.
They invented death metal. and it was never as good as it was with them.
One of my favorite props that we have is our tarot cards that we've made from dollar store props or equipment as well. So we've got the Ace of Lade. Is there the Pie of Birds? Is
69 of Komodo Dragons. Is one of
the Devil and Shit is my favorite one.
The Devil and Shit.
And shit. The Devil and Shit. So if you get that one, that means that, we're not saying that you're going to sell your soul. But if you were going to, now is the time to do it. It's at its all-time high market value.
That was my old religious affiliation. I used to have that on Facebook. The Devil and Shit.
The Devil and Shit.
What happens when you get the Pie of Birds? Does it mean you're going to sing a song of sixpence or something?
Well, it means that you will soon be mistaken for someone who gives a shit.
That's right.
That's my card.
We did do what they say couldn't be done because we're doing prop comedy on the radio now. Basically.
Yours was the Devil and Shit.
Yeah.
Mine was Jesus built my hot rod.
Where can people find you online, guys?
Facebook. That's about it.
That's about our main.
We don't.
And this is where you can find all the Pete videos.
Yes, Pete has his own page.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to friend
If you go to
him
the Martin
if I haven't already.
Duprass on Facebook, we post all our stuff up there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we have all our videos up there and everything.
Yeah.
Definitely check them out. They're words don't do them justice. They're really great.
Yeah, and the other thing it doesn't do justice, but this might have come to in the radio is they love each other.
Aw.
And that's why we love them, you understand? And that's why they love you. And if you love me, write to me, and maybe we can start a Kickstarter.
Yeah, let's get a Kickstarter going. So good night. Get us $25.
Get the $25. The Duprass are redeeming prop comedy from the grips of devils.
Satanic.
Find the Martin Duprass on it's Duprass.
That's right.
Yeah, so find them on Facebook. If you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoodspod.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Rate, review, subscribe,
share.
Come on, let's get good night a cable box converter. Get on that GoFundMe, somebody. And yeah, find us on Twitter. We're at the Goodspod.
We love you. Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna take you out now with this. This is a band I actually got to check out at the Waverly Boogie that I was at a couple of weeks ago. Real nice guys out of Opelika, Alabama. BB Palmer and his band Kudzu, and the song is called Heartache Highway. We'll see you next time.
I used to read the comic strip Kudzu. Remember that?
Did you? They're actually. I found out they're not going by Kudzu anymore because they found out there's like 7 bands already called Kudzu. So
I thought they were getting sued by the Reverend Will Be Done.
they're just BB Palmer now. And we'll see you next week.
We Hyler had a fly just the other day. Finally grew my wings and flew away. But lately I've been drowning in a whiskey. She's been the only hell I pay. Hell, I get high in the morning time and by the end of the day I feel fine, I'm killing time, waiting on the sun to shine. That heartache highway. Well, some folks they like to take to drinking. Others like to go shoot, smack, and speed. Getting raw stoned on your loving now is the only drug I ever need. Hell, it gets me high in the morning time and by the end of the way I feel fine, I'm killing time, waiting on the sun to shine. winter's here to stay. And it's cold as hell night. She's been gone. She stole my heart. If like a rolling stone, can't complain on the night that she's gone. Well, on, can't complain. Well, I guess I go get stoned. It's cold as hell now that she's been gone. You stole my heart. Live like a rolling stone. Can't complain now that she's gone. Well, on, can't complain. Well, I guess I go get stoned.
The Goods from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Smiles.